So we're going to continue to look at how to write a system of inequalities from context, this time where we are going to focus on the one that has 4 numbers. Before we begin, sometimes if you can't see the numbers are written in words, so you do need to find those. I'm going to do example 2, and then you're going to do example 1. So it says, first find the 3 numbers that have the same word, and then line them up. So what I mean by that is you're looking for something that says like money, money, money. Money. All right, so you're looking for something that has either like something like money, 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 or sometimes it'll say calories, 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 or it'll say pounds, pounds, pounds. Okay, so something with 3 numbers that have the same thing that they're referencing. So those are going to go together. First thing you're going to do first is find all the numbers. So just browsing, I can see 21. What does 21 mean? Coins. So you're going to highlight the number and what it means. Here's another number and it means no less than. There are no more numbers. So sometimes, like I said, these are only 2 numbers and I need 4 numbers. They are hidden in the question. Bentley has some. All right, so pennies. What is a penny worth? It's 1 cent, right? And how do I write that in money? You're going to write 0.01. All right, and then it has some nickels. Okay, and what's a nickel, or how do you write that in money? It's 0.05. So now that I have my 4 numbers, remember I'm looking for 3 that have the same common word. So here, this is money, money, coins, and what do you think is here? Money right here. So I have 3 that have what? Money, money, money. So those are going to go together. We're going to define our variables. Instead of writing P for pennies and doing it that way, since we're going to put it in the calculator, we're just going to go ahead and use X and then just write that it is a penny. Let X equal the number of pennies and let Y equal the number of nickels. And when I write hashtag, I mean number. So you can write it out, or you can just know that when I write hashtag, it means number. X is equal to the number of pennies, Y is equal to the number of nickels. Write your inequality. So again, remember it goes money, money, money. Those goes together. So that's an inequality. So right now we're going to write 0.01 X because that is referencing the pennies, plus because I also have some nickels, 0.05 Y. The other money I have is 0.57. I just need to talk about what this means. You can go to your vocab page and see what does no less than mean. If I have no less than 57 cents, can I have 25 cents? No, because it says I have no less than 57 cents, which means I have to have at least 57 cents. If I says no less than 57 cents, can I have $1? Yes, because I have more than 57 cents. So I'm going to this direction already. So I'm going to go ahead and draw it like that. Can I include 57 cents? Because it says no less than. Yes, because I'm saying I have nothing less than 57 cents. It means I at least have 57 cents or more. So yes, I can include this. So because I can include this, again, you're going to the right-hand side, and right means great, big, or you can look at your arrow and write it just like that. And because I include it with an equal sign on the bottom. So money, money, money goes together. The other one is going to just be, and it's always going to be this way, it's just going to be whatever you're talking about, the pennies plus the nickels, whatever the other number is. And this is why. It says he has no more than, my special word, he has no more than 21 coins. That means the number of pennies plus the number of nickels is no more than 21. Can I have 20? Yes. So I can have 20. All right. So that means I'm going this way. Okay. Can I have 22? No, because it says no more than 21. All right. Can I have 21? No more than 21, which means yes, I can have that. Looking at the direction of my arrow again, that's the way that it's going. So because it's going that way, it's going to be doing the same thing on the inequality. And because I can include 21, I will say less than or equal to. All right, so those are my 2 inequalities. Again, you go money, money, money. And then the last one is just going to be the 2 variables added together with whatever the keyword is. Pause the video, do your example 1. First, I want you to find me the 3 numbers that have the same thing. So calorie, 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 pound, 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 money, 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 whatever the 3 things that go together, write an inequality for that. Then the number that's left alone, write X plus Y Okay, now that you've done that, let's do the second piece of this problem, which is find your solution. So, of course, you're going to need your calculator in order to do that. You're going to type in exactly what you wrote. I do need to see the graph written down in here, so I'm going to show you with mine just so that we're on the same page. All right, so remember when we're talking about real world situations, we're looking at certain things. So let me ask myself, can I have negative pennies? Can I have negative nickels? So no. So because I can't have negative of pennies, so I can have negative X, all of this doesn't exist. Because I can't have negative nickels, all of Y, all of this doesn't exist. So we're only looking in this first quadrant. And that's what I'm going to draw, just roughly sketching these two lines in the first quadrant. So something like that. And then the solution is going to be only the one where they overlap. So again, where do you see the blue overlap the red? The blue overlap the red happens right here. We're not going to count this because I can't have negative pennies. So just this area right here. And so on my graph, that's what I'm going to shade just so that I know you know exactly where you're looking. Now I just need to find a combination in here. Okay, so we're going to zoom in and you're going to look for something that's going to land in here. Again, remember you can be on solid lines, and if they're both solid, you can also grab that one. You can be in any part of the solid line, stay away from dotted lines. So now I have 12 and 9. I can take that one, or I can zoom in and grab another one. Like I can grab 111 looks like a solution. Whatever solution you think that you have, just go ahead and put it in and check it. So 111, is that a solution? No. So be very careful. Let me say 113. Yes, that went into the shaded area that I was looking for. And what does it mean in the context of this problem? Remember, you tell me the name of what the person is. So this is Bentley and what the situation is. So Bentley has pennies and nickels. Okay, so in this context, Bentley can have, because remember there are many solutions, Bentley can have 1 penny and 13 nickels. And we're just going to check to make sure that this answer choice actually makes sense. A penny is worth a cent, and we're saying that he has 1. A nickel is worth 5 cents, and we're saying that he has 13. And remember, it has to be greater than 57 cents. So he has 66 cents right now. Is that bigger than 57 cents? Yes. So this makes sense in the context of this problem. Put in your two inequalities. Find me a possible combination and tell me the meaning. And remember, when you're telling me the meaning, I need the person's name, what the situation is doing, and then the meaning of the X and Y. I'm going to answer these questions. If you know Bentley has 15 nickels, so they're telling you he has 15 nickels, determine all the possible number of pennies that he could have. So remind me again, is nickels X or Y? So you just have to come look. X is pennies, Y is nickels. So this is Y. And I need him to have 15. The fastest way to do this is just type in Y, which is nickels, and I need 15. And automatically it's going to draw you a line. Then you're going to see, determine all the possible number of pennies that he could have, right? So I'm going to hide this real quick so you can see. All right, so remember, the shaded area here is a solution. This is not the solution because you can't have negative. So I'm looking right here. And I'm just going to zoom all the way in here. And I'm just going to make sure. So you see, if I bring my graph down right to the line, you'll see the invisible numbers here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So can I have 0? Yes. Can I have 1? Yes, because this again is inside my solution set. Can I have 2? Yes. Can I have 3? Yes. Can I have 4? Yes. Can I have 5? Yes. Can I have 6? Yes, because they're both solid lines. Can I have 7? No, because I'm outside my solution. Then can I have 3.5? No. So I can have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, now that I've got my 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if I know he has 15, determine the minimum. Okay, so what would be the minimum number now that I know these are all the possibilities? 0, because that's the minimum number of nickels he could have. If you know Bentley has 15 nickels, determine the maximum. What is the maximum he could have? 6. I know that he wants to have 10 pennies. Okay, so remember pennies is X. So what I do now is I come here, instead of Y equals 15, I want the number of pennies to be equal to 10 because it says 10. I'm going to zoom out so I can see. All right, there's my line. And remember, I'm staying within here, not there, not there. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in over here. I can have this as a solution, but given that I have 10 pennies? Can I have 9.42 nickels? No, so I cannot pick that. I can't pick this either because I can't have 9.61. So I have to stay with the whole numbers, right? So given that I have 10 nickels, can I have 10 pennies? Yes. So this is going to be 10. Can I have 11? Yes, because that's on the line. Can I have 12? No. So there's only two options. I can have 10 and I can have 11. Once I know that, what's the minimum number of nickels I could have? 10. What's the maximum number I could have? 11. So the question may not ask you all three of these. It might just ask you, if you know that Bentley has 10, determine the minimum number of nickels he has. What you have to know is what are all the possibilities. So you would still write all the possibilities down, then decide the minimum. You should also have completed your question. So Indigo has 8 hamburgers, determine all the possible values. Once you do that, what's the minimum, what's the maximum? Indigo bought 1 drink, determine all the possible values. Once you know that, what's the minimum, what's the maximum? Let's practice.